State playing on the road in a game that was scheduled at the last minute due to COVID problems for their normal opponents for today. Found out late yesterday afternoon that this game was going to happen. South Carolina was scheduled to play Ole Miss. Mississippi State was scheduled to play Kentucky. Those two opponents had COVID issues, and so they were able to get this game on here in Columbia. Crowd continues to file in. Not as big as normal here at Colonial Life Arena for Coach Dawn Staley's squad, coming in at 12-1, 0-1 in the SEC, coming off their first loss of the season as they fell to Missouri in overtime on Thursday, 70-69 in a stunner. Mississippi State coming in at 9-3 under interim head coach Doug Novak. This is their first SEC game, as their initial SEC game with Florida was canceled due to COVID issues. Gamecocks -4 players today due to health and safety protocols, most notably Letitia Amee here, who's usually the first one off the bench for the Gamecocks, and we'll see how that affects their normal rotation. South Carolina in their home white uniforms with the garnet numbers trimmed in black. They'll be moving left to right. And the visiting Mississippi State Bulldogs in their road maroon with the white numbers moving right to left. This has been a great series over the years. Of course, these two teams, most notably in the 2017 National Championship game. South Carolina winning that to claim their first national championship. Gamecocks lead the overall series 24-19 and have won 3 straight, including a 20-point win last year over the Bulldogs in Starkville. Crowd starting to make some noise. Your officiating crew for tonight is Cameron Inoue, Carla Fountain, and Kylie Galloway. Students not quite back yet from the holiday break, but a good amount of folks here. South Carolina always draws well, have led the nation in attendance the last 7 years. And a good crowd filing here on a cold, rainy day in Columbia, South Carolina. We're set for action between the Gamecocks and Bulldogs. Tip is in the air, and it's controlled by Mississippi State. We're underway in Columbia. Here's Jackson driving in the lane. Puts a shot up high off the glass. No good, but she's fouled right away, and will go to the line. The SEC's leading scorer getting involved early here. Since Victoria Saxton whistled for the foul, the senior from Rome, Georgia. Gamecocks struggled with foul trouble in the first half in their loss at Missouri the other day. Jackson hits the free throw, a 70% foul shooter, and Mississippi State is on the board. Only 6 seconds in. She will hit them both. And 2-0 Mississippi State just underway. Gamecocks in their first possession here. Destiny Henderson across the timeline. She missed a couple of games earlier this year due to an injury. Near side, Bree Beal. Beal high post to Boston. Boston double teamed. Going to see a lot of zone to try to lock out Aaliyah Boston. And Gamecocks struggled with that against Missouri the other night. High post to Saxton, and she throws it away. Was trying to dump it down low on the high low to Boston, but threw it out of bounds, and it's not a good start for Saxton and the Gamecocks. She committed a foul and then a turnover. Mississippi State ball leading 2-0 here in the early going. Gamecocks single-digit turnovers the last 2 games, but have not shot the ball well, or did not shoot the ball well against Missouri. In the loss, shot 38%, only 29% from three-point range. South Carolina in the man-to-man. Up top, here's Jackson, the SEC's leading scorer, working against Saxton. Drives in the paint, floats it up, left it short. Rebound, Destiny Henderson, and the Gamecocks have it. Henderson weaving in traffic, finds Bree Beal too far into the cone. He'll kick it back out, settle into the half court. Destiny Henderson goes by the nickname Henny, passes right to Zia Cook, who's really struggled with her shooter as of late. Puts it on the floor, pulls up from 16, got it, and there's a good start for Zia Cook to tie the game at 2. Zia only 21% from the floor in the last 6 games, including 19% from three-point range. The Gamecocks are going to need her to shoot like she did right there. Here come the Bulldogs. Around the screen is Maya Taylor. Taylor working in on Destiny Henderson. Now drag dribble back up to the top, ball knocked loose and stolen away by the Gamecocks. Here's Henny in traffic. Finds Victoria Saxton on the break. She will lay it up and in, and South Carolina claims its first lead at 4-2. 8:20 to play in the opening quarter here in Columbia. Bulldogs get it across the timeline. Maya Taylor, the SEC's leading assist woman, with 6.6 per game. Here's Jackson again. Now up top to Janae Carter, the good-looking freshman from Philadelphia. Back out to Jackson. She'll try the 3 ball. No good. Rebound to Destiny Henderson. Jackson only 22% from that range. 2 minutes gone by. 4-2 Gamecocks. Here's Bree Beal left side in front of the Mississippi State bench. Driving into the lane, kick out in the near corner, back down low to Beal. 3 defenders around her. Rotated out to Boston at the free throw line. Missed the 15-footer. That's a shot she'll normally make because she's good in the mid-range. Here comes Anastasia Hayes in transition. Probes the lane left side, kicks it back out to Taylor. She'll try the 3. No good. And the rebound caroms out into the South Carolina bench. They say off of Aaliyah Boston. Boston didn't think so. So to remain with Mississippi State, Coach Doug Novak, interim head coach for Mississippi State. Coached the men at Bethel in Minnesota for 8 years, and also the men at Anderson here in South Carolina for 7 years. Here's Taylor at the free throw line, driving into the lane against Henderson. 13 on the shot clock, knifing her way in, spinning, shooting, high off the glass, no good, and another rebound for Destiny Henderson. Gamecocks out in transition. Henderson dishes Zia Cook far corner for 3, off the back rim, no good. Rebound caroms out to the Gamecocks. Still 4-2 South Carolina. 3 minutes gone by at Colonial Life Arena. Destiny Henderson up top to Boston. Now Bree Beal coming around to the top of the key and lost the handle, stolen away by the Bulldogs, and it's Jerkayla Jordan with the layup going coast to coast to tie the game at 4. 6:51 to play. 2 turnovers here in the first quarter for the Gamecocks. Destiny Henderson up top to Boston. Lobs it down low to Saxton. How did she get that ball in there? And Saxton will finish. Vicaria Saxton with 4 points, and South Carolina reclaims the lead. Terrific entry pass by Aaliyah Boston. 6.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Up top with it is Danae Carter. Now feeds it inside, and there's a layup by Anastasia Hayes to tie the game at 6. That was a problem for South Carolina against Missouri, allowing dribble penetration, and South Carolina normally relies on their defense. Prior to that game against Missouri, they were only giving up 50 points a game. They gave up 70. Whistle away from the ball. It's going to be a foul on Mississippi State after Henderson drained the 3. The foul's going to be on Rakia Jackson. The sophomore picks up her first, and the team's first for Mississippi State. That's Dawn Staley in her 14th year in Columbia, has her team off to a 12-1 start after beating 6 teams in the top 15 already this year, including 5 in the top 10. Saxton pulls up from the foul line and drains it from 15 feet to put South Carolina back on top. She's got 6 of Carolina's 8. Gamecocks reclaim the lead 8-6. 5:55 to play in the opening quarter. Driving and being fouled on the layup attempt was Jerkayla Jordan, as again the dribble penetration has been a problem for the Gamecocks the last game and now into this first quarter. Again, defense normally very stout for the Gamecocks, but this is twice the Bulldogs have gotten themselves to the free throw line. This time it's Jerkayla Jordan, the sophomore from New Orleans, as a transfer from Tulane, one of 7 transfers on the roster. Camila Cardoza checks in for the Gamecocks. The 6'7" sophomore, a transfer from Syracuse for the Gamecocks, picks up Saxton. Jordan was the American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year. Had a Tulane freshman record, 450 points at 16.7 per game as she hits the first free throw. And she can tie it with another make here. She's a 70% foul shooter, averaging 14.2 points per game. And she'll hit them both. We're tied. Back and forth we go here in the first quarter in the Gamecocks and the Bulldogs. Destiny Henderson left side in front of the Mississippi State bench. Up top to Zia Cook. Now to Boston. Boston passes to Henderson, far corner. She'll try the 3 ball. Too strong. Rebound Beal on the other side. She'll work the baseline, lay it up and in, and South Carolina reclaims the lead 10-8. Bree Beal with her first points. On the offensive rebound. Here come the Bulldogs trying to answer. Over on the far side is Taylor. Dribbles to the near side. To the near corner it comes to Jackson. Drives the baseline. Swatted away by Aaliyah Boston. Boston, second in the SEC with 41 blocks coming in. Gets her first there to deny Jackson. Aaliyah Boston, first team All-American last year. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Up top, Maya Taylor. Hands it off to Jackson, top of the circle. Comes off a screen, back to her left, pulls up for a long 2 straight away and buries it to tie it again. Rakia Jackson showing some range, and we're square at 10. Jackson with 4 points for Mississippi State. We're midway through the opening quarter. Now Bree Beal right side for the Gamecocks. Almost threw it away. Zia Cook has it left side. That's tipped and stolen away by Mississippi State. Another turnover by the Gamecocks. Driving is Maya Taylor, and she threw it up. Oh, and a late whistle and a foul on South Carolina. That was a late whistle, and that draws the ire of Coach Dawn Staley. 4:46 to play in the opening quarter. Mississippi State in front of South Carolina, or rather tied with the Gamecocks. Well, they've got it 11 on the board here, and the stats say 10 apiece. We'll sort it out when we come back. 4:46 to play in the first quarter at Colonial Life Arena, and we're all tied at 10 between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the visiting Mississippi State Bulldogs. That last foul before the media timeout was on Zia Cook. It was a late whistle that drew the ire of the South Carolina bench. First foul on Zia Cook, third on the Gamecocks, and it'll put Mississippi State at the free throw line with a chance to reclaim the lead once again. Got a lot of lead changes, a lot of ties already in this first quarter between these two rivals. Maya Taylor at the line, the redshirt junior from Olive Branch, Mississippi, hits the first free throw. And Mississippi State reclaims the lead. Taylor had a career high 11 assists against Alabama State. She'll hit both free throws, which is new. She was only 36% from the stripe prior to those two, and it gives Mississippi State a 2-point lead. Gamecocks with the basketball. Bree Beal passes near corner to Henderson. Now here's Boston. Back to Henderson, right wing. Zips it down low to Cardoso. Ball knocked out of bounds off her hands. No, it stays in bounds. It's another turnover by the Gamecocks. Gamecocks not taking care of the basketball. That's 4 already. Here's Jordan driving into the lane. Puts one high off the glass, no good. And it's tipped to Destiny Henderson before the rebound. Gamecocks have it. Down 2. Henderson up top to Boston. Looking down low for Cardoso, but they've got her bottled up. Working around the perimeter left side. Zia Cook will try a 3. Bang! Got it. 3-pointer Zia Cook. Her first of the night. She's got 5 points, and the Gamecocks take the lead 13-12. Well, Zia Cook was just 7 for her last 37 from three-point range. That's 19% over the last 6 games. Good to see her hit one from downtown. Here's Rakia Jackson, the SEC's leading scorer from 15 feet. No good. Rebound Cardoso, and the Gamecocks have it, leading by 1. 3:40 to play in the opening quarter. Henderson up top. Cardoso doesn't shoot the 15-footer. Passes right in the corner to Beal. Beal gets it back from Cardoso. Drives inside the lane with the left hand, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. It just wouldn't be a women's basketball game if we didn't have a couple of offensive fouls per quarter. And Nia Russell will check in for the Gamecocks. The sophomore from Baltimore picks up Bree Beal. That was the first foul on Beal on the offensive foul. And it counts as a turnover as well. Gamecocks already, I believe, a half a dozen turnovers here in the first quarter. Got to take care of the basketball. Here's Danae Carter around a screen, drives right side, kicks it out in the corner to Jordan. Guarded by Russell, who just checked in. Gamecocks staying in the man-to-man. Shot clock at 13 now for Jackson, top of the key. Dribbling right on Boston, lost the handle. Ball's loose on the floor. It goes out of bounds. South Carolina ball. Good pressure there by Aaliyah Boston, but Jackson just lost her footing. This is the second turnover tonight for Mississippi State. Bulldogs lead the SEC in fewest turnovers. They average only 11 per game, but they've got 2 here in the first quarter. South Carolina averaging just under 15 per game, and they may be well over their average in the first half. Here's Destiny Henderson across the timeline. South Carolina's lead is 1 at 13-12. 3:07 to play in the opening quarter. Zia Cook around a screen, drives into the lane right side, floats it up, no good. There's Cardoso with the rebound. Stick back won't go, but she's fouled and will go to the line for a pair. Second team foul on Mississippi State. And they'll send Camila Cardoso to the line. Cardoso stands 6'7", native of Brazil, a transfer from Syracuse, where she was the ACC Freshman of the Year last year. Averaging 6.5 points, 5.6 rebounds this year. First free throw is good to make it 14-12. Just a 67% free throw shooter is Cardoso. But she'll hit them both here. And the Gamecocks with their largest lead of 3 points. That's how close this quarter's been. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter at Colonial Life Arena. Gamecocks trying to get on a little run here. Up top with it, Hayes around a screen. Drives the lane right side. Cut off by Cardoso. Now Henderson picks her up. Near corner to Taylor for 3. It's an air ball. Rebound, Karams out to Nia Russell, and the Gamecocks have it. Russell steams across the timeline left side. She'll give it up to Boston between the rings. Lob it down low to Cardoso. Cardoso puts it up and in for 2 more. And the Gamecocks lead 17-12. It's a 7-0 run as Cardoso and Boston work the high-low effectively there. 2:24 to play in the opening quarter. Gamecocks lead is 5. Bulldogs with the basketball on the far side is Taylor. Comes around a screen, driving into the lane. Shot partially blocked by Cardozo, and it goes out of bounds. Cardozo touched it last, apparently on the block. It'll remain with Mississippi State. 14 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs as they'll look to bring it in on the left baseline. Maya Taylor to trigger it in, gets it into Jackson. And ball almost stolen away, but Jackson gets it, recovers, pulls up from 16 feet straight away, won't go down. Rebound, Destiny Henderson, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks in transition. Zia Cook near baseline, pulls up from 15. In and out, no good, but there's Boston with the rebound. Stick back won't go, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Aaliyah Boston has only taken one shot so far. Hasn't scored. Obviously, the Gamecocks would like to get their All-American more involved. Couldn't get the hoop there, but got the harm, and she'll be at the line. Destiny Littleton checks in for South Carolina. The fifth-year senior from San Diego will pick up Destiny Henderson. And it'll be Boston at the stripe, where she's 70%. Hits the first one to make it 18-12. 7 double-doubles on the year for Boston. Second free throw, rattles out, no good, but there's Russell with the rebound. Her follow-up shot hit the underside of the backboard. The Gamecocks will have to settle for a 6-point lead, 18-12, with 1:50 to play in the opening quarter. Driving into the lane is Hayes. May have gotten away with a walk, but Anaya Russell stole the ball from her, then falls to the floor. Gets it away to Boston, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it on the turnover. That was a wild flurry. Gamecocks with a 6-point lead here in the final minute and a half of the first quarter. Russell holds it right side. Now dribbles to the top of the circle, passes right to Littleton. Littleton's been a clutch three-point shooter off the bench for the Gamecocks this year. Zia Cook drives to the foul line. Jumper from 15, got it! Zia Cook with 7 points, and the Gamecocks lead 20-12. It's a 10-0 run by the Gamecocks. 1:13 to play in the opening quarter. Driving into the lane left side are the Bulldogs. That's Maya Taylor. She'll kick it back out right wing. 3 ball away, no good. A glass ball. Rebound Boston, and the Gamecocks have it with a minute to play in the quarter. Quickly down the floor, Destiny Littleton lobs it inside, but that was an ill-advised pass. She was double-teamed, and the Bulldogs have another steal. Driving the length of the floor, getting away with the travel was Hayes. She missed the layup, and the Gamecocks claimed the rebound, so no harm done there. Looks like she had dragged the pivot foot. 42 seconds to play in the first quarter. South Carolina with an 8-point lead, currently on a 10-0 run. Russell left side in front of the state bench. Drives just shy of the foul line. Jumpers up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a 3-point play as the sophomore gets her first points of the game. Fourth team foul on the Bulldogs, and will send Anaya Russell to the free throw line. As checking in for the first time tonight, Sanaya Fagan for the Gamecocks. The 6'3" freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia, McDonald High School All-American, will pick up Boston, and she'll get more playing time tonight with Letitia Amihir out of the game due to health and safety protocols. And Anaya Russell, who is just 5 out of 10 from the line on the year, hits the follow-up free throw, and the Gamecocks have a double-digit lead at 23-12. 29 seconds to play in the first quarter. Gamecocks on a 13-0 run. Driving into the lane, losing the handle is Maya Taylor. Gamecocks come out of there with it. 18 seconds to play. They can work for the final shot if they want to, but now they can't as Anaya Russell just turned it over, took a hot dribble, and Danae Carter comes up with the loose ball. 10 seconds to play. Jackson, top of the key, straight away for 3. Back rimmed it, no good. Rebound caroms out to Hayes. Her follow-up's an air ball, and it'll go out of bounds. Oh, they say to Mississippi State. Destiny Littleton was there for South Carolina. Thought it was nobody had touched it for South Carolina and let it go out, although she was in position to get it. But they say a Gamecock touched it last. It'll be state ball. They'll bring it in baseline left side with 2 seconds to play in the quarter. Taylor to trigger it in left baseline. Finally gets it into Hayes. Jumper up, no good. And rebound is up and in at the buzzer by Danae Carter. And that snaps that 13-0 run to make it 23-14. Or is that going to count? Let's see. Are they going to count the basket? Yes. They are going to count the basket, I believe, or are they going to go look at it? Maybe look at it, and we'll let you know, yeah, when we come back. 23-14, South Carolina in front of Mississippi State at the end of one. We'll pause and be back in a moment.
Call on the floor is good basket, under review.
We welcome you back to Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. South Carolina had a 13-0 run late in that first quarter, and they lead visiting Mississippi State 23-12 as we get set to start the second quarter. Gamecocks hit 9 out of 15 shots for 60%, 1 out of 3 from behind the arc, and 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. Zia Cook leading South Carolina with 7 points. Nataria Saxton has 6. For Mississippi State, just 4 out of 19 from the floor for 21.1%. 0 for 5 from three-point range, but they hit all 6 of their free throws. Gamecocks out rebounding the Bulldogs 14-8. For those watching on ESPN Plus, the audio for tonight's game is courtesy of the Gamecock Radio Network. South Carolina ball on their home whites, and we're underway. Gamecocks moving left to right as we start the second quarter in Columbia. Destiny Henderson drives across the foul line, passes left to Anaya Russell. The sophomore puts it on the floor, drives the center of the lane, and is fouled on the way up. Was a little bit out of control there, but got bailed out by the foul and the contact on the way up. First foul of the quarter on the Bulldogs. And they'll put that one on Jerkayla Jordan, the sophomore from New Orleans, sending Russell to the foul line. He's got 3 points on an old-fashioned three-point play back in the first quarter. And her first of 2 is good here. And the Gamecocks have a 10-point lead, 24-14. Second free throw also good. Back to an 11-point lead, matching the largest lead of the night so far, 25-14. Mississippi State with its first possession of the second quarter in their road maroon. Up top, Hayes. They run the weave up top with their 4 guards. Top of the circle, Jordan working on Destiny Littleton. Comes off a screen, passes right corner to Taylor. Good look at a 3. Missed it short. Rebound Destiny Henderson, and the Gamecocks have it. Henderson quickly across the timeline to Destiny Littleton left side. She'll drive the baseline. Shot blocked from behind by Rakia Jackson. Her 17th block of the year. Big Rakia Jackson stands 6'2", but plays a lot taller than that. Gamecocks will retain possession, bring it in baseline left side. Get it into Littleton. Now Henny in the far corner. Down low to Cardoso. The ball is knocked out of her hands by one of the Bulldogs. It'll remain with South Carolina. South Carolina will bring it in baseline left side. Henderson to do the honors once again. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. Goes way up top to Anaya Russell. Near side to Destiny Henderson. Thought about the 3. Puts it on the floor instead. Bounce pass inside to Fagan. The freshman can't finish. Cardoso tips the rebound. Had it for a moment and then lost it. And it's saved from going out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have it. Jackson quickly down the floor. Sanaya Fagan, the freshman, getting some early playing time with a knee here out of the lineup tonight. But missed one she normally makes. Here's Taylor. Feeds it up top to Jordan. She'll try a long 3. Back rimmed it no good. They get the offensive rebound underneath with Danae Carter. Feeds it underneath to a wide open Jerkayla Jordan, but she misses the bunny. And the Gamecocks have the rebound, leading 25-14. Go underneath to Fagan, and she misses again from point-blank range. And the freshman frustrated with herself. She came into this game, Fagan, hitting 65% of her shots, most of them from that range, and she's missed 2 in a row. 8.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Still an 11-point lead for the Gamecocks. Hayes drives, kicks it out to Taylor. She'll try a 3. Got it this time. Maya Taylor, only 18% from that range, hits her 7th of the year, and that cuts the deficit for Mississippi State to single digits at 25-17 with 8:15 to play in the second quarter. Fagan halfway down the lane, puts it on the floor with the left hand and lost the handle, and she's just having a tough time. Here's Jackson in transition. She'll wait for the numbers. The lead is down to 8. It was 11 after the 3 a moment ago. Here come the Bulldogs. Driving is Taylor, and she got a layup. It just flew by Cardoso, who was standing straight up with knees locked. Not very good defensive positioning there. And it's a little 5-0 run here by the Bulldogs to make it 25-19. Gamecocks lead is trimmed to 6. Gamecock defense didn't look very good on that play. Here's Henny up top. Dribbling to the top of the circle. Shot clock halfway down. Wants someone to set a screen for her. Dribbles back to her right. Shot clock at 10. And the ball just not moving anywhere. And then she throws it away. And here's going to be an uncontested layup for Jerkayla Jordan. And just like that, the lead down to 4 at 25-21. And Coach Daly is furious. She's going to burn a timeout with 7:32 to play. Gamecock's lead is down to 4. Bulldogs coming back at 25-21. $7:32 to play at the second quarter here at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina's 11-point lead is trimmed to 4 as Mississippi State is on a 7-0 run. South Carolina leading now 25-21. Gamecocks had a couple of free throws to start the second quarter, and then 7 straight points by the Bulldogs. The last coming off a careless turnover by the Gamecocks that led to an uncontested layup. Bulldogs have hit their last 3 shots, including a big three-pointer. Gamecocks have missed twice from point-blank range underneath the basket during this run as well. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Saxton, Henderson, Littleton, Russell, and Boston. Henderson will bring it up, moving left to right. We're back underway. Henderson across the timeline, dribbles to the foul line, pulls up from 15 and buries it off the jumper. Destiny Henderson off the dribble, stops the 7-0 run, makes it 27-21. Henderson with her first points. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. Hayes, Aislinn Hayes, drives to the foul line, kicks it out left side to Jackson. Jackson working on Saxton. Midway down the lane, pulls up, spins, shoots, and scores, and it's 27-23. Jackson with 6 points, the SEC's leading scorer. Henderson drives in the lane, has her shot rejected on the dribble drive, and the rebound to Jordan. Here come the Bulldogs. They can make it a one-possession game here, but not on this possession, apparently, as Jackson shuffled the feet. It'll be a turnover for Mississippi State. So the Gamecocks take advantage there. Been a little sloppy here. Bulldogs had hit their last 4 shots prior to that one. It's their 5th turnover of the game. Henderson dribbling to her right. Guarded closely by Jones of Mississippi State. Gets a screen from Boston, dribbling across the foul line. Passes left to Littleton. Littleton off a screen from Saxton. Bounce pass to Boston. Boston, jab step, 1 dribble. Hands it off to Henderson behind the arc. Shot clock at 10. And the ball knocked into the Bulldog bench. A little no-look pass to Anaya Russell, trying to hide out in the corner, but Aislinn Hayes was having none of it. Zia Cook back into the contest for the Gamecocks. She'll pick up Anaya Russell. Cook with 7 points in the first half. Shot clock at 9. Here's Zia. Passes right to Littleton. Littleton pulls up from 18, left it short. Rebound Mississippi State. It's Aislinn Hayes doing a nice job of boxing out for the Bulldogs. 6:18 to play. Gamecocks in front of the Bulldogs, 27-23. Hayes dribbles all the way underneath the basket, left to right, comes out in the baseline and to the top of the circle. Just taking a tour of the front court. Up top, here's Jackson. Guarded by Saxton, comes off a screen to her left. Now Jones off a screen to her right. Boston picks her up on the switch. Shot clock at 7. She drives into the lane. Cut off by Boston. Boston tries to tie it up. Kick it back out to Hayes. She'll drive. Floats it up to beat the buzzer and banks it in. Just shy of the buzzer. And just like that, the South Carolina lead is down to 2. 27-25. After the Bulldogs were down by as many as 11. Gamecocks need a bucket here. Boston driving the lane, but she's not going to get it. She had the ball stripped out of her hands. It's 3-on-2 the other way. Jordan will lay it up and in, and we're tied at 27. South Carolina very careless with the basketball here in the first half. 10 turnovers already. A lot of them unforced. Tied at 27 with 5.5 minutes to play in the second quarter in this rivalry matchup. Gamecocks trying to bounce back from their first loss of the season, but have not been sharp here. Littleton for 3 from the left wing. Bang, got it. Destiny Littleton with her 12th three-pointer of the year. And the Gamecocks reclaim the lead, 30-27. Approaching the midpoint of the second quarter. Big 3 for the Gamecocks, their second of the game. Driving into the lane is Hayes, puts it up and in. Again, the dribble penetration, and the Gamecocks not playing very good defense. Nice finish there by Hayes, and the lead is down to 1 at 30-29. Mississippi State doing a nice job hanging around here in hostile territory. Here's Destiny Littleton, top of the circle. Hit that 3 a moment ago. Passes right to Zia Cook, off a screen from Saxton. Drives to the foul line, needs help, feeds inside to Saxton, spins to her left, and is fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line with 4:34 to play when we come back. South Carolina in front of Mississippi State, 30-29. Victoria Saxton, the senior from Rome, Georgia. Just a 39% foul shooter coming in. This is her first visit to the line. Had 6 points, scored 6 straight points in that first quarter. And her first free throw is no good. And again, her struggles from the line continue. Saxton now 5 out of 14 from the stripe on the year, but hits 1 out of 2. And it's a 2-point lead at 31-29. 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter in Columbia. Near side it comes to Danae Carter, the freshman. Stops in the paint and then almost threw it away, did throw it away. Zia Cook comes out of there with it for the Gamecocks. Cook drives to the foul line, stops, pops, it won't drop. Fight for the rebound underneath, taken away by the Bulldogs. Long pass for Jackson, but she'll never catch up to it. The Bulldogs got a little greedy there looking for Jackson, but the home run ball wasn't there. South Carolina will have it on the turnover as the Bulldogs threw it away. Still 31-29. Gamecocks in front with the ball, moving left to right. Henderson across the timeline, left side. Dribbling to her right. Passes right corner to Littleton. High post to Boston, puts it on the floor. She's double teamed, goes up and is fouled. So Boston will go to the line. Foul was on Kayla Jordan, I believe. Second foul on Jordan, and the third team foul on the Bulldogs will send Boston to the line, who's been very quiet. Just 1 point in the first half. 1 out of 2 from the line. She only had 1 point in the first half in the loss at Missouri the other night. Had 16 in the second half, but not a good trend from a South Carolina standpoint to have your All-American center 2 games in a row quiet in the first half. She hits the first free throw there to make it 32-29. Second free throw, back rimmed it no good. So again, she hits 1 out of 2. Boston normally good at the line at 70%. 1 out of 2 there. 3:50 to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks lead is 3. Right side with it are the Bulldogs. Near side it comes to Taylor. Up fake, delivers top of the arc to Jordan. She'll drive the lane just inside the free throw line. Shot up no good. Rebound Boston, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Destiny Henderson. Henderson kicks it out to Littleton. Right wing for 3. Bang! Got it! Destiny Littleton with her second three-pointer of the game. And the Gamecocks lead 35-29. Third three-pointer for South Carolina tonight. Here come the Bulldogs trying to answer. Taylor, right side, drives to the foul line. 15 to shoot it. Terminates the dribble, gives it up to Jackson. Pulls up from 18. It won't bank in for. Rebound Henderson, and the Gamecocks have it. Quickly down the floor. Long pass to Saxton. She will catch, shoot, and score in traffic, and the Gamecocks lead 37-29. Gamecocks on a 7-0 run in the last minute and a half. After a long run by the Bulldogs, erasing an 11-point deficit. Here's a 3-ball top of the key that won't go down for Maya Taylor of Mississippi State. Rebound Littleton. Another long pass for Saxton. Can't catch up to this one. As the Gamecocks went to the well one time too often. Littleton looking for Saxton, streaking down the length of the floor, but threw it away. And the Gamecocks, with their 11th turnover the first half, they come in averaging just under 15 turnovers per game, and they have not taken care of the basketball in the first 20 minutes. 2:40 to play in the second quarter. State with the basketball. Gamecocks leading 37-29. Up top is Jackson, guarded by Saxton. Hands it right side to Hayes. Puts it on the floor. Drives the lane. Cut off by Henderson. Now she'll spin, shoot, and scores. Henderson fell off of her. And that ends that 7-0 run. It's 37-31. The lead down to 6 for South Carolina. Up top, Boston. A quiet first half. Lobs it down low to Saxton. Double teamed. Has her shot blocked. And the Bulldogs come out of there with it. Mississippi State second in the nation in block shots. And they've got a few here, and a driving layup up and in by Anastasia Hayes as the Gamecocks didn't get back on defense. Hayes with 6 points, and just like that, the lead down to 4 with 2 minutes to play. Mississippi State playing well here on the road. Down low to Boston. Double team goes up, has her shot blocked, but they're going to call a foul on the Bulldogs, and that'll send Boston to the line again. Boston without a field goal here in the first half for the second straight game. And she's just 2 out of 4 from the foul line. Gamecocks have to find a way to get the ball in her hands a little bit more. Foul was on Danae Carter of Mississippi State, her first and the team's 4th. And Boston, who's hit 1 out of 2 twice tonight, will toe the line once again. Hits the first one to make it 38-33. Second free throw, nothing but net. And Gamecocks build a 6-point lead at 39-33. Here come the Bulldogs with 1:50 to play in the second quarter. Taylor across the timeline, guarded by Henney in the man-to-man. Dribbling to her left, halfway down the lane, now back out of there. Top of the circle, Hayes drives the lane left side on Littleton. Puts it up, no good, but she's fouled by Littleton and will go to the line. Littleton collects her first foul. First team foul in the Gamecocks, and more free throws upcoming for Mississippi State. It was a perfect 6 for 6 from the line tonight. The Bulldogs came in dead last in the SEC in free throw shooting, is 59% as a team, but haven't missed tonight. Hayes at the line, the 5th-year senior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, a 62% foul shooter, hits the first one to make it 39-34. And she'll hit them both. Bulldogs still perfect from the line, and the lead just 4 for the Gamecocks, 39-35. And Nia Russell back in for South Carolina. She'll pick up Littleton. Gamecocks with the ball on a 4-point lead, led by as many as 11. Here's Zia Cook left side. She's got 7 points. Up top to Boston. Passes right to Henderson. Henderson trying to work it around this little matchup zone to Boston at the line with 15 to shoot it. Picks up the dribble, needs help. Hands it off to Zia. Zia pulls up from 15. Got it! Zia Cook with 9 points. And the Gamecocks lead 41-35. Big shot for Zia. A more productive first half than we've seen from her in a while. 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting after shooting just 20% from the floor, or 21% in the last 6 games. Driving left side is Taylor. Minute to play, driving the lane right side. Now back out of there to the foul line. 15 to shoot it. Hands it off up top. Ball knocked away and stolen by Victoria Saxton. Saxton will go coast to coast. Left-handed layup is good, and the Gamecocks lead 43-35. The steal and the finish for Saxton. She's got 11 points. With 43 seconds to go, big defensive play there for V, the senior. Here's Taylor across the timeline for the Bulldogs. Wants everyone to settle down. Taylor picks up the dribble, delivers right side to Hayes. She puts it on the floor, working on Russell. Shot clock at 8. Stopped at the foul line. Ball knocked loose. Gamecocks come out of there with it. 20 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks can work for the final shot. South Carolina leading 43-35. It's been a sloppy game at times. 10 seconds now. Up top to Boston. Boston hands it back to Henderson. Henderson dribbling left side. Feeds it to Boston. Boston drives the lane. In the paint. Jumper up and in at the buzzer. Aaliyah Boston will put the Gamecocks on top by 10 with a shot at the buzzer. And that's how the first half will end here in Columbia. South Carolina leading their rivals from Mississippi State 45-35 as the two teams head to the locker room. Mississippi State with the basketball moving left to right to start the third in their maroon jerseys. Gamecocks in their home whites with the original starting 5 out there. Cook, Henderson, Saxton, Beal, and Boston. Gamecocks showing a zone here. We haven't seen that all year for South Carolina. Shot clock down to 15. Danae Carter in the far baseline. Drives, cut off in the low block. Gets it back out to Jackson on the baseline. Airballs the 18-footer. Rebound to Zia Cook of South Carolina. Gamecocks have it, leading by 10. Largest lead was 11. Cook from the foul line is going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line. Cook with 9 first-half points, hitting 4 out of 8 shots after really struggling in her last 6 games. And good to see her get a little confidence back. Cook, a honorable mention All-America a year ago, will be at the line here for the first time tonight. First free throw is good, and that matches the largest lead of the night for South Carolina at 11. But remember, Mississippi State erased it to tie the game in the second quarter after an 11-point South Carolina lead. Now it's a 12-point cushion as Zia Cook hits both free throws. Just underway here in the third quarter. Bulldogs with the basketball. Taylor across the timeline, dribbling to her right, guarded by Henderson. Gamecocks going back to the man-to-man after throwing a zone at him last trip. Up top is Hayes, guarded by Cook, comes off a screen to her right. Boston picks her up on the switch, drives into the lane, and Boston puts that one back where it came from as it trickles out into the baseline. Boston with another block, came in second in the SEC in block shots, and she's got a couple here tonight. It'll remain with Mississippi State. Bulldogs will bring it in baseline left side with 11 on the shot clock. Triggered in to Carter. She'll give it back to Taylor. Dribbles to the top of the circle. Feeds it inside to Hayes, and Hayes with an acrobatic layup to get it up and in traffic, and the Bulldogs are on the board here in the second half. It's 47-37, the lead down to 10. Destiny Henderson right side. Picks up the dribble up top to Boston. Boston puts it on the floor with the right hand, needs help, feeds it inside and threw it away. Rakia Jackson stepped in front of that entry pass intended for Victoria Saxton. A dozen turnovers now by South Carolina. Sloppy play by the Gamecocks offensively. Hayes driving inside the foul line. Now trickles out to the far corner in front of the state bench. On the baseline it comes to Carter. Squares up to the basket. Drives, kicks it out right side. 3-ball away by Taylor from the right wing. Won't go down. Rebound Destiny Henderson, and the Gamecocks have it. Henderson Across the timeline, passes right to Zaya Cook. She'll drive to the baseline, pulls up from 8 feet, rolls off the rim, no good. Rebound underneath by Boston, but it's tied up. Held ball, and the alternating possession arrow favors South Carolina. A quiet first half for Aaliyah Boston, the All-American, with 6 points and 5 rebounds, averaging a double-double at 17 and 10. Henderson will bring it in baseline left side for the Gamecocks. Gets it to Zaya Cook. Deep on the left wing, pulls up for 3, bang! Got it, three-pointer for Zaya Cook. Her second of the game and 17th of the year, and the Gamecocks lead 50-37. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Here come the Bulldogs right side. Driving into the paint. At the top of the circle now is Taylor. Hands it off to Hayes, driving left side in the lane. Cut off by Zaya Cook. Shot clock under 10. Near side to Hayes. Puts it on the floor with the left hand. Drives across the lane. Rather, that's Taylor. Shot won't go down as it rolls off the rim. Boston with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Henderson drives into the lane. It opens for her, and she lays it up and in. Destiny Henderson found an opening, and the Gamecocks have their largest lead at 52-37 with 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Gamecocks have won 3 straight in this series in what's been a great rivalry the last 6 or 7 years. Jordan drives to the foul line. 15-foot jumper won't go down. Rebound again to Henderson. She's got 9 rebounds. That ties a career high. Henderson drives in the lane. Bounce pass after a jump to Saxton, and she'll finish. What a play by Henderson. Saxton with 13 points, and the Gamecocks on a roll. It's 54-37, a 7-0 run. And interim head coach Doug Novak is going to burn a timeout for the Bulldogs, so we'll step aside as well. We'll welcome you back to Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina leading Mississippi State 54-37. Gamecocks a quick 7-0 run here to force a timeout by interim head coach for Mississippi State, Doug Novak, who took over when Nikki McCray stepped aside in October for health reasons. And a 7-0 run here by the Gamecocks over 1 minute and 5 seconds forced the head man to try to stop the bleeding. He's seen his team rally from an 11-point deficit to tie the game, but now South Carolina has its largest lead. Still early in the third quarter. Coach Dawn Staley in her 14th year with South Carolina, and of course has had many great battles with these Mississippi State Bulldogs, especially when Vic Schaefer was the head coach. He's now at Texas. Bulldogs with the basketball as play resumes, moving left to right. We're back underway. Taylor across the timeline. Gamecocks back in the man-to-man. Or actually, no, switching back into looks like a little matchup zone for the second time today. Don't see that much at all from South Carolina all season long, but throwing some tricks is Coach Dawn Staley. Up top is Anastasia Hayes. Passes left to Taylor. Shot clock under 10. Hayes thought about the 3. She'll drive instead. Cut off with 4 to shoot it. Back out to Hayes. She'll line up a 3 from the right wing and airballed it. Hit the bottom of the net, but didn't go through the cylinder. And that'll go back to South Carolina. Had a good look at it, but couldn't knock it down. Not what they drew up after the timeout, I'm sure. 6.5 minutes to play in the third. South Carolina with the basketball, leading 54-37. Here's Boston. The All-American's been relatively quiet tonight. Feeds it underneath to Saxton, who hasn't been quiet. Goes up, misses the bunny in traffic, and a rebound to Mississippi State. Saxton has 13 points, but couldn't connect there. Here come the Bulldogs in transition. Driving, shooting, not scoring is Ja'Kayla Jordan. Gamecocks with the rebound. 2-on-2 the other way. Zaya Cook drives, has the ball knocked out of her hands, but they're going to get State for a foul. And that'll put Zaya at the line for a pair. Zaya Cook with 14 points tonight to lead South Carolina. The junior from Toledo, Ohio. Honorable mention All-America last year and first team All-SEC selection. Averaging just over 11 points per game. And she hits the first free throw. Makes it 55-37. She will hit them both. And it's a 9-0 run by South Carolina to make it 56-37. With 6:11 to play in the third quarter. Cook's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Here come the Bulldogs. Taylor across the timeline. Passes left. There's Jackson, the SEC's leading scorer with 21 points per game. Just has 6 tonight. Jordan now right side. It's again the Gamecocks playing a rarely used zone. Jackson will drive in the lane, pulls up from 8 feet and buries it off the dribble, and that stops that 9-0 run to make it 56-39. Nice job of splitting the zone there by Jackson. Here's Boston up top. Passes back to Henderson, dribbling to her right in front of the South Carolina bench. Henderson trying to go baseline. Goes all the way underneath the baseline. They'll kick it back out. 15 to shoot it. Zia Cook driving the lane. Cut off at the foul line, and she threw it away. Another turnover by South Carolina. They have been guilty of 13 turnovers tonight. Have not taken care of the ball very well. The last 2 games, South Carolina has been single digits in turnovers, but tonight, been a little sloppy. And the former point guard, Dawn Staley, not happy about it. We may take a look at that. We'll wait and see. And see who did touch it last. Some discussion now amongst the officiating crew. See if there's going to be a review, or does somebody have blood on the uniform or on their face. I believe it's Jerkayla Jordan, the sophomore from New Orleans, being looked at by the Mississippi State athletic training staff. Don't know if she got a little cut on the face. It's like on the nose, perhaps, or above the mouth, and they'll take a look at her. And the officials also going over to the scorers table. This official review is brought to you by Cool Care Heating and Air. Don't make a personal foul. Let Cool Care Heating and Air review your HVAC unit. They offer free estimates and second opinions on air units. Cool Care also offers 100% financing with credit approval. Check them out online at coolcarehvac.com to schedule a visit today. Maybe checking to see who touched this ball last. Gamecocks led by Zia Cook with 16 points tonight. Victoria Saxton has 13. Anastasia Hayes in the game with 10 points for Mississippi State. Rickea Jackson just hit a bucket a moment ago. She's got 8 for the Bulldogs. She came in averaging better than 21 points per game to lead the SEC. This game was originally supposed to be played in February, but because of the COVID issues for both of these teams' opponents today, they rescheduled at the last minute. We found out late yesterday afternoon that this was going to happen. South Carolina was supposed to host Ole Miss, and Mississippi State, I believe, was supposed to play Kentucky, and neither of those games were able to happen due to COVID issues, so they were able to make this happen.
Call on the floor is incidental contact. Play stands.
It's been a great rivalry between these two schools. Gamecocks have won 3 in a row. These two teams have had some great battles, especially in the postseason. Of course, the 2017 National Championship won by South Carolina, and seemingly every SEC tournament championship, or almost every SEC tournament championship in the last 6 or 7 years seems to have been played between these two teams. Boston, Cook, Saxton, Beal, and Henderson on the floor, and the ball will remain. Is it going to remain with South Carolina? Or, I mean, with Mississippi State? There was some discussion, and we'll wait and see. They may have had a timeout called. Timeout on the floor, apparently, so we'll step aside as well and be back. South Carolina leading 56-39. To play in the third quarter at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina leading, visiting Mississippi State here, 56-39. South Carolina trying to bounce back from their first loss of the season, a stunner at Missouri on Thursday, fell in overtime, 70-69. Coach Staley's team coming in at 12-1 and ranked number 1 in the nation with 6 wins over top 15 teams, including 5 wins against top 10 teams. Mississippi State coming in at 9-3. It'll be Mississippi State ball after the turnover a few moments ago by Zia Cook. They had reviewed it and confirmed the original call on the floor. Gamecocks had a 9-0 run a moment ago that was broken up by Mississippi State. And they'll try to chip into that deficit even further here. Bulldogs with the basketball. Taylor across the timeline, hands it left to Jackson to drive the lane right side. Fadeaway jumper, rolls off the back rim, no good. Rebound Boston, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Henny across the timeline. Destiny Henderson, the senior, dribbling to her right in front of the Carolina bench. Passes left to Beal. Now near side, Zia Cook, who's played well today. Driving to the top of the key, now to the right. Now to Boston. She'll try a 3 left wing. Bang! Got it! Aaliyah Boston with her 9th three-pointer of the year. She's 36% from that range. And the Gamecocks have opened up a 20-point lead at 59-39. 4:50 to play in the third. Taylor drives into the lane, floats one high off the glass, no good, but a foul will put her at the line as Aaliyah Boston is going to get the whistle. First foul on Boston, who collected her 9th point on that three-pointer a moment ago. At the free throw line will be Maya Taylor. Taylor, the redshirt junior from Olive Branch, Mississippi, leads the SEC in assists. 9th in career assists at Mississippi State is Taylor. And she hits the first free throw. And Taylor coming in just a 36% foul shooter. But she's 3 for 3 tonight after hitting the first one and hits them both. And it's 59-41. South Carolina's lead is trimmed to 18 with 4:45 to play. Henderson across the timeline. State in the man-to-man here. Henderson dribbling to her left. Up top to Boston. Playing off her is Raven Farley, the grad student, a transfer from St. John's. Gamecocks almost throw it away, but Beal climbs the ladder on the right wing. Shot clock down to 10. Beal to the top of the key. Dribbling with the left hand. Kick out to Henderson on the left side. Henderson throws it away, but Zia Cook able to pick up the loose ball. 2 seconds to shoot it. She puts up a prayer. It won't be answered as it caroms off the rim. Zia couldn't even square up to the basket. Did all she could to beat the buzzer. Mississippi State with the rebound. Gamecocks lead is 18. State with the basketball. Driving in the lane is Hayes. Puts one high off the glass. No good. Henderson with another rebound. She's got a career high 11 rebounds today, does the point guard. Zia Cook near corner three. Left it short. And Bulldogs get the rebound. They want to run. Quick outlet to Hayes. Hayes drives in the lane. Floats it up. No good. Partially blocked, I believe, by Beal. Henderson with another rebound. The smallest one on the floor for the Gamecocks at 5'7". She's got a career high 12 rebounds tonight. Previous high was 9. Gamecocks still lead 59-41 with 3:38 to play in the third. Here's Boston left wing. She'll try the baseline. Drives past Farley and gets an uncontested layup. Just blew past Raven Farley, and it's back to a 20-point lead. Boston now in double figures with 11 points. 3:20 to play in the third. Here's Taylor left side, hands it back to Jackson, thought about the three, puts it on the floor instead, drives in the lane, kicks it out to Taylor. Left wing was wide open for the three, but didn't take it. Now Jackson three ball straight away, in and out, no good. Boston with another rebound, and the Gamecocks have it, leading by 20. Henderson drives the length of the floor, Euro step in the lane, misses the layup. Rebound Hayes for the Bulldogs. Henderson did everything but finish that time. Under 3 minutes to play in the third, 61-41. South Carolina in front of Mississippi State. Bulldogs with the basketball up top. Back to the basket is Farley. Hands it back to Taylor. Doesn't shoot the three. Puts it on the floor. Will drive the lane. Floats it into Farley, and Farley gets a layup. Makes it 61-43. And a timeout taken by Mississippi State. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. With 2:42 to play in the third, the Gamecock lead is trimmed to 18. Zia Cook leading South Carolina with 16 points. Victoria Saxon has 13. Aaliyah Boston now with 11 points. These two teams will hit the road for their next game. Gamecocks will have another top 25 matchup, their 7th of the year, as they travel to LSU on Thursday to take on the LSU Tigers, who are winners again today. Mississippi State will hit the road to take on Alabama on Thursday. First meeting for Doug Novak, the interim head coach. Doug Novak, the interim head coach for the Bulldogs, facing South Carolina. He was the men's coach, as we told you, at Bethel in Minnesota for 8 years, and 7 years as the men's head coach in Anderson here in South Carolina. He took over as the interim head coach here when Nikki McCray, a former Gamecock assistant, had to step aside due to health reasons, and we certainly wish her the best. South Carolina ball as play resumes. Destiny Henderson will walk it across the timeline. Gamecocks lead is 18, largest was 20. Anaya Russell, the sophomore, has checked in. She's got it top of the key. Dribbling to her right, tries to drive, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. So Russell picks up her first foul. And that'll give it back to Mississippi State. Goes as a turnover as well. Gamecocks have been careless with the basketball, especially in the first half. And Baker's dozen on the turnovers now, 13. 2:25 to play in the third. Gamecocks will line up in the man-to-man. Driving the lane left side is Taylor. Misses the layup, and Camila Cardozo checks in and gets the rebound. Outlet to Destiny Henderson. Driving, but pulls it out as Big Jackson was in front of her. Back to Henderson in the far corner for three. Left it short. Jackson with the rebound for Mississippi State. 2 minutes to play in the third. Gamecocks lead is 18. Here's Jackson dribbling left wing. Back up top it comes. Driving into the lane is Taylor. Spinning on Bree Beal. Is cut off by Beal. Needs some help. Gamecocks wanted a 3-second call. Didn't get it. Able to get the ball out. Top of the circle. Taylor driving in the lane against Cardozo. And still got it up and in over the 6'7" center. Don't know how she snuck it through, but she did at 61-45. That was quite a finish. Gamecock's lead is trimmed. Cardoso, top of the key. No one's even guarding her, but the big post won't shoot the three. Instead, Russell will drive the baseline, floats it up, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line as Anastasia Hayes got a piece of her. Hayes picks up her first. Third team foul on State this quarter. Hayes out, and Jacayla Jordan back in for the Bulldogs. Here's Russell at the line. Has 5 points tonight. And is 3 for 3 from the line, and they jinxed her. 3 out of 4. She misses the first one. Russell came into the game 5 out of 10 from the stripe. She'll hit the second one to make it 62-45. Gamecocks in front with 1:30 to play in the third quarter. Taylor will bring it up on Destiny Henderson. Crosses the big block C. To the top of the circle. Still has it on the floor. Henderson wanted a double dribble. Just playing catch up top. Taylor around a screen to her right. Shot clock at 13. Trying to drive left side. Now dribbles down to the corner. Henderson stays with her in the man-to-man. Up top to Jackson. One-on-one with Saxton. Drives the lane. Floats it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. And it was just a matter of time before Rakia Jackson got involved. She's in double figures now with 10 points. The SEC's leading scorer, better than 21 per game, and just 4 out of 14 from the floor today. Gamecocks have done a nice job defensively on her. But she got the better of Saxton that time, and she'll be at the line for the old-fashioned three-point play and makes the follow-up free throw to cut the deficit further. It's 62-48. Gamecock's lead is trimmed. It was led by as many as 20. Henderson dribbling to her right in front of the Carolina bench. Under a minute to play in the third. Back up top to Bree Beal. Now to Anaya Russell left side. Puts it on the floor. Entry pass in the low block to Saxton. Has the ball knocked out of her hands. I thought by Mississippi State, but they say no. Goes as a turnover on Saxton. Was screened by one of the players, but not a big argument by the Gamecocks. 46 seconds to play in the quarter, and the Bulldogs trying to cut into this deficit even further. 14-point lead for the Gamecocks. It was 20. Here's Taylor. Gamecocks haven't scored a field goal in nearly 3 minutes. Here's Jackson. Passes right to Taylor. Taylor drives, kicks it out left side to Jordan. Shot clock at 9. Jordan driving into the lane on Beal. Now Henderson comes over to help. Feed it out left side to Taylor. She'll try a three. Back rimmed it no good. But the Bulldogs get the rebound and they can work for the final shot. 15 seconds to play in the third. Hayes drives. Kicks it out left corner. Taylor puts it on the floor on the baseline. Wraparound pass inside. Shot blocked from behind by Beal. But the Bulldogs recover with 5 seconds to play. Three-pointer right wing. No good by Jordan. Rebound Henderson. Half-court shot at the buzzer. Good if it goes. It doesn't go. In and out off the rim. And that's how the third quarter will end. South Carolina leading after 3 over Mississippi State. 62-48. And we'll step aside and be back in just a moment. Getting set to start the fourth quarter at Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. South Carolina leading Mississippi State 62-48. South Carolina trying to bounce back from its first loss of the season. Mississippi State trying to take one in this great rivalry between the two schools. Bulldogs have hung in there. South Carolina led by 11 in the first half. The Bulldogs came back to tie it. Gamecocks ballooned the lead out to 20 in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs have chipped away. It's down to 16 now. Gamecocks without a few players due to health and safety protocols. 4 players not active for tonight's game. Both teams will hit the road for their next matchup on Thursday. Gamecocks have shot it well, nearly 53% from the floor for the game, 21 out of 40. They've hit 5 out of 10 threes and 15 out of 19 from the foul line. Bulldogs just 33% from the floor, 1 out of 14 from distance. Bulldog basketball to start the fourth quarter, moving left to right, and we're back underway. Across the timeline with it is Hayes, dribbling right on Zaya Cook. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Hayes, top of the circle, around a screen, dribbling left. Cut off again as they switch on defense. Feed it out right side. Shot clock down to 15 for Jordan. Top of the circle, Jackson, the SEC's leading scorer. One-on-one with Boston. Cut off at the foul line. Back up top to Hayes for 3, and she buries it. Anastasia Hayes with the big 3, her first of the game, gives her 13 points, and just like that, the Bulldogs back in it. The lead was 20, it's down to 11. There's still 9.5 minutes to play. Destiny Henderson right side for the Gamecocks. Up top to Anaya Russell, who's played a lot tonight. Near side, Zaya Cook. Shot clock at 13 to Henderson in the near corner. Down low to Boston, who's had a kind of a quiet night, but she'll float this one up and in to make it 64-51. Boston with 13 points. 9:04 to play in the fourth quarter. Driving right side is Hayes. Comes off a screen and gets a layup as the Gamecocks Olayed on the defense. And it's 64-53. That has been a problem for the Gamecocks, surprisingly, in these last two games, is dribble penetration. Gamecocks normally very good defensively on that, but have been a little bit off the mark at times. Camila Cardoso, the big 6'7" post, can't finish underneath, and the Bulldogs get the rebound. South Carolina fed the Cardoso underneath the basket on the right block, but she missed it in traffic. Shot she would normally make, and the Bulldogs have it with a chance to cut the deficit down to single digits, and that would be a big feather in their cap to give them some momentum with 8:24 to play. Kick it out left corner to Jackson. Jackson working on Boston, driving into the lane, spins, shoots, doesn't score. Nobody boxed out. The ball was kicked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. There was two Gamecocks there, but neither could grab the rebound. And it was kicked out of bounds. It'll be South Carolina ball. These Bulldogs won't go away. Lead is 11 for the Gamecocks with the basketball. Henderson across the timeline. Started by Jones, right wing in front of the Carolina bench. Now up top, near side to Zaya Cook at the foul line. 15-footer is good, and Zaya Cook with 18 points tonight, leading South Carolina to make it 66-53, and she is bouncing back after really struggling the last 6 games with her shooter. She has shot the ball well tonight, 6 out of 13 from the floor. Here's Hayes across the timeline, top of the key, drives the lane left side, cut off on the left block, up top to Carter. Carter will drive on Cardoso, gets her in the air, misses the layup, however. Boston with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Here's Henderson across the timeline, drives inside the foul line, hands it back to Boston. Now right side, Russell. Back to Boston. South Carolina leading 66-53 with 7:25 to play, and a foul as Boston tries to drive right side. First foul on the Bulldogs this quarter. Put the foul on Rakia Jackson, I believe. That's her second. Henderson will bring it in, baseline right side. Finds Anaya Russell all by herself on the left side of the basket, and she's got a layup to make it 68-53. Good look by Henderson. Russell with 8 points tonight, coming off the bench. 7:10 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Hayes, left side, cut off at the foul line by Henderson. Bounce pass on the left wing to Jackson. She'll pull the three in front of the state bench, air-mailed it, and it goes out of bounds to the Gamecocks. Rakia Jackson, only a 22% three-point shooter, has 11 points tonight, but 0 for 4 from three-point range. Hayes out, Taylor back in for Mississippi State. It'll be South Carolina ball, leading by 15 with 7 minutes to play in the contest. Henderson slowly across the timeline as the Bulldogs match up man-to-man. Henderson in front of the Carolina bench. Now top of the circle to Russell. Passes to Zaya Cook, just inside the foul line. Jumper up, missed it short, but there's Boston with the rebound. She lays it up and in. She's fouled, count the basket. Chance for a three-point play as Boston starts to heat up. She now has a double-double with 15 points and 10 rebounds. And for Boston, it's her 8th double-double of the season and 7th consecutive double-double. Boston quiet in the first half, but starting to come alive here. She's 4 out of 6 from the foul line tonight. And the follow-up free throw is good. And the Gamecocks lead pushes back up to 18 at 71-53 with 6:45 to play here in Columbia. Taylor across the timeline left side, dribbling to her left. Henderson stays with her in the man-to-man. Back up top to Jackson. Jackson driving left side. Henderson picked her up on the switch, which is kind of a mismatch. Jackson's got about a foot on her, but she doesn't take advantage of it. Gets it back out to the top of the circle. Shot clock at 10. Top of the circle it comes to Hayes. Shot clock at 6. Hayes spinning to her left against Zaya Cook. Floats one up, left it short. Zaya Cook with the rebound, and she's fouled from behind by Kayla Jordan. So good defensive set there by South Carolina. And Gamecocks will get a sub in. Breezy Hall will check in for the first time tonight, the freshman from Dayton, Ohio. And McDonald's All-American out of Wayne High School will pick up Anaya Russell, who has seen probably the most playing time she's seen all year and has played well. Russell will exit with 8 points. Gamecocks missing 4 players tonight due to health and safety protocols, allowing Coach Dawn Staley to use some different bench players. Henderson feeds it down low to Camila Cardoso. Cardoso had her pocket pick and taken away by Jordan. Jordan tried to go coast to coast, and she will lay it up and in. She's fouled by Boston. Count the basket, chance for a three-point play, as Boston should have just left her alone. She had the position to get the layup. And that'll make it 71-55 with the free throw upcoming. Gamecocks have been careless with the basketball tonight. 16 turnovers, already over their average, and we still have 6 minutes to play. Jordan, the sophomore, transfer from Tulane. She was the American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year last year. Misses the follow-up free throw, and Breezy Hall with the rebound for South Carolina. Gamecock ball leading 71-55. Henderson dribbling left, passes up top to Boston. Around the perimeter right side to Hall. Breezy passes to Zaya, just inside the arc, pulls up from 18, left it short. Henderson with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Destiny Henderson, a career high, 14 rebounds tonight, then she loses the handle. Turnover there will give it back to the Bulldogs. Hayes across the timeline right side. Still 71-55 Gamecocks. Jackson top of the circle, trying to drive on Boston. Cut off in the lane, drag dribble out towards the right wing. Shot clock halfway down for Taylor, driving into the lane right side, and she's going to be fouled by Henderson. Looks like she lost her footing and fell to the floor. But the officials say apparently it was Henderson that caused her to lose her footing. Second foul on Destiny Henderson. Non-shooting, Bulldogs will bring it in baseline right side. They get it into Jackson quickly, drives in the lane. Shot blocked by Cardoso, but she gets her own rebound. Stick back no good, may have been blocked by Boston, and then Cardoso gets the rebound. 3-on-2 the other way, but the Gamecocks will slow it down. Approaching the midpoint of the fourth quarter, Gamecocks lead is 16. Breezy Hall near corner. Work it around the perimeter, feed it inside to Cardoso, working her way in the paint, puts it up and in for two, and the Gamecocks lead 73-55. Camila Cardoso with 6 points. 4:50 to play in the contest. Taylor drives the lane, cut off halfway down by Henderson. Kicks it out right side to Jordan. She'll drive to the lane. Kicks it back out to nobody, but the ball is knocked loose, saved by Taylor. She'll drive and get a layup on the left side to make it 73-57. Gamecocks lead is trimmed with 4:34 to play in the contest. Here's Henderson up top to Aaliyah Boston. Passes right to Breezy Hall. Boston and Hall playing catch. Hall drives inside the lane left side, floats it off the glass, left it short, but she was fouled and will go to the line. 4:23 to play. Gamecocks in front 73-57. We'll have free throws when we come back in just a moment. .423 to play in the fourth quarter at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina leading and visiting Mississippi State here, 73-57. Had a lot of lead changes and ties in that first half. The Gamecocks able to pull away, had a 10-point lead at halftime, led by as many as 20. Bulldogs got the lead down to 11, and now it's back up to 16. Good crowd as always here at Colonial Life Arena, especially considering this was a last-minute scheduled game after the original game was canceled, and we did not know till yesterday afternoon that this game was happening. So thanks to all the fans watching and listening at home, and to all the fans who have made it here to support women's college basketball. Breezy Hall, the freshman, will be at the line for the Gamecocks as play resumes. Looking for her first points of the night. She's 4 out of 6 from the line on the season. Out of Dayton, Ohio, and misses the first free throw. Gamecocks prior to that had been very good from the line tonight, 16 out of 20. Second free throw is good, and the Gamecocks stretch it out slightly, 74-57. Bulldogs basketball moving left to right now as Taylor will bring it up on Hall. Hands it off top of the circle to Jackson. Gamecocks have done a nice job on her, the SEC's leading scorer. Left side, Anastasia Hayes. Jackson with just 11 points tonight. She's averaging 21. And they were looking for a pass that eluded everybody. It went through several series of hands and rolled all the way down the length of the floor. It'll be a turnover as it goes out of bounds on the baseline off to our left. Nobody touched it. Bulldogs turn it over, but that ball rolled about 94 feet. So South Carolina ball, they'll bring it in baseline left side. It'll be Henderson to do it in. Destiny Henderson, a career high 14 rebounds tonight, the point guard for the Gamecocks. Get it into Cardoso, back out to Henderson. Now Boston right side. Feeds it into Cardoso, the big 6'7" post, puts it in for two more. She's got 8 points, and the Gamecocks lead 76-57. And a good look there from Aaliyah Boston to get the assist. She's got 4 assists tonight. Driving left side is Taylor. Back up top to Jackson. Driving the lane left side. Wraparound pass in the paint. And Carter saves it from going out of bounds for the Bulldogs. Bounce pass in the paint now to Hayes. Knifing her way in and misses the layup from the left side. Another rebound for Boston. She's got 11 boards for her 8th double-double of the year and 7th in a row. Still 76-57, Gamecocks in front. Boston will try another three. Mess this one short. Long rebound. Karam's out to Jordan. She'll have a layup the other side. Off the long rebound to make it 76-59. Jordan with a dozen points now. Gamecocks still in front with 3:10 to play. Leading by 17 points. Henderson, top of the circle. Guarded by Taylor in the man-to-man. Henderson's got to do something with it to avoid the 5 count. Shot clock halfway down. Gamecocks happy to take some time off the clock. Zia Cook, quick trigger on a 3. Left it short, but there's Cardoso with the rebound. Her stick back is good. It's 78-59. Cardoso off the bench with 10 points. Coach Staley's going to burn a timeout just to get some subs in and get some starters out. Destiny Littleton back into the contest, the 5th-year senior from San Diego. She'll pick up Zia Cook. Aaliyah Boston comes out. And who's coming in? Anaya Russell checks in. So for the Gamecocks, Henderson, Littleton, Hall, Russell, and Cardoso. Bulldog ball moving left to right. Just 2:44 to play in this one. South Carolina looking for their 4th consecutive victory over Mississippi State in this great rivalry. Jordan driving into the paint, puts it up and in over Destiny Henderson. Makes it 78-61. 2:30 to play in the contest. Henderson passes right to Russell. Eyes the 3 and then throws the ball away. Stolen by Taylor. She'll have a layup the other way. And it's 78-63. Well, the Gamecocks on their way to a win here, but Coach Dawn Staley's not going to be happy about the 18 turnovers tonight by South Carolina. Near side it comes to Breezy Hall. The freshman puts it on the floor, tries to knife her way in between two defenders. Bodies collide and hit the floor. It'll be a foul on Mississippi State. Getting up slowly is Maya Taylor. Let's hope she's okay. And she is. Taylor will pick up the foul, her 5th foul on Mississippi State. And it'll be Breezy Hall at the line once again. The freshman 1 out of 2 from the stripe tonight for her lone point. Breezy Hall, a McDonald's All-American, part of that #1 recruiting class for Coach Dawn Staley this year. And she hits the first free throw to make it 79-63. Second free throw, good. And the Gamecocks lead at 80-63 with just 2:05 to play here. Bulldogs, a valiant effort in that first half to hang around, but the Gamecocks able to pull away, even though they're missing a few folks tonight. Bulldogs have been missing a few folks all season as well. Taylor up top, passes left in the corner to Carter. 15 on the shot clock. Carter puts it on the floor. Back left wing now to Taylor. Feed it right side. Jordan's got a good look at a 3. Back rimmed it no good. Rebound Destiny Littleton, and South Carolina has it. Outlet to Henderson. Henderson drives in the lane. Awkward shot, won't fall down in the layup, and the Bulldogs with the rebound. Henderson really had nowhere to go with it in traffic and missed the contested layup. Bulldogs coming down there with it. Gamecocks lead is 17 with 1:25 to play. Hayes at the free throw line. Drag dribble out between the rings now. To her left, bounce pass inside to Jackson. Puts a shot up high off the glass and in. She's fouled, count the basket. Chance for a 3-point play as Rakia Jackson has 13 points. Came in averaging 21, but she really hasn't been a factor tonight, even though she's in double figures. She's just 4 out of 18 from the floor, or make it 5 out of 19 after that make. Destiny Henderson comes out. Alyssa Weselick checks in for the first time, the senior from Charleston. And Henderson gets a nice round of applause. It'll be Jackson at the free throw line for the follow-up. Well, she's 3 for 3, make it 4 for 4 tonight, and the lead is trimmed 80-66. Just 1:14 to play in this one. South Carolina will pick up its 13th win of the season and improve to 13-1, 1-1 in the SEC. The Bulldogs will drop to 9-4, 0-1 in SEC play. Anaya Russell drives the lane left side, had her shot blocked by Charlie Cole, the freshman from Germany. It'll remain with the Gamecocks as Cole touched it last. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline left side. Just a minute to play here. Littleton gets it left side to Breezy Hall. She'll line up a 3. Back rimmed it no good. Rebound Cole, and the Bulldogs have it. Hall had a good look at it, couldn't knock it down. She's just 4 out of 13 from distance on the season. Hayes, jumper from the paint, is blocked by Cardoso, but Jordan gets the rebound for the Bulldogs. She'll drive the lane and put it up and in. An awkward shot will go down, and it's 80-68. Gamecock's lead is down to 12 with 40 seconds to play. Wesseluk feeds it down low to Cardoso. Cardoso too far into the basket. Back out to Littleton. Now Hall left wing. Spots up for three again. Same spot, same result. Missed it back rim. Rebound to the Bulldogs. Jordan quickly down the floor. Just 25 seconds to play. Misses the layup, the reverse layup, and the Gamecocks will get the rebound. They technically don't have to shoot it. 20 seconds to play at Colonial Life Arena. Gamecocks will win it 80-68 to improve to 13-1 on the season, 1-1 in the SEC. For Doug Novak and the Bulldogs, they'll drop to 9-4 and 0-1 in the SEC. We wait for the final 5 seconds. South Carolina wins its 4th straight against Mississippi State. There's the horn. South Carolina wins it 80-68 and bounces back from their first loss of the season with a win against their rival from Starkville. I'm Brad Muller. Appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll step aside and start our post game in just a moment.